Okay, so I made it to the lake. There's pretty much no one here. And yeah, it's a pretty big lake. I didn't think it would be this big. So, kind of excited. And lots of good spots for bass. Okay, so unfortunately, I put the waterproof case over the GoPro, and what I didn't know about that is it's really hard to record audio. So the entire time I'm fishing, yeah, you can't really hear me. So I'm gonna either write over or voice over throughout this video, and just bear with me because I definitely didn't know that that happens with certain GoPro cases. So anyways, in this segment of GoPro footage, I actually get my first bite on the day, and it's instantly right when I casted my worm out. So yeah, stay tuned and take a look at what I get, because it's actually a really interesting catch. I didn't expect to catch what I do in this lake, and it's pretty much the only fish I catch out of this lake. And I do catch quite a few in this video, so yeah, stay tuned. It's pretty windy here. Oh, I got a bite. Usually on the lake, oh, I got one. It's way windier. Ooh, it's a catfish. That's interesting. Alright, so first fish of the day. It's a little catfish. I'm assuming a flathead, but I don't really know too much about catfish. So if you know what this is, leave it down in the comments. Pretty cool. Caught right away. So one thing I gotta try and do is not get stuck in these trees. It's tiny. More like a pond. So I'd say, oh, got it. Got it. Lucky that. This looks active. Another little catfish. That's cool. Okay, so the wind is really bad in this scene, so I'll just kind of explain what I'm saying. So yeah, this fish is really prickly. It's got little spikes on its fins, so I'm having trouble holding it, and I think I even drop it at one point. But yeah, it's fish number 2, and I'm about to throw it back. Really active on the fishing here. So I was getting a lot of bites, but as you can see, they weren't the easiest fish to hook. So out of all the bites I would get, basically on pretty much every cast, I lost about half of them. And the ones I did catch, I barely hooked them. So these fish were a little weird. And I got another one. Okay, so at this point, I decided to move a little bit on my spots. I pretty much was catching small catfish, and I figured that's all I'd get there, especially with all the missed hookups. So I started going to my right, which is pretty much coastline on the lake that's covered with trees and brush and everything, but there's a little path. So I started fishing more in that area, which contains like reeds and more cover for fish. So yeah, I was obviously looking for bass, so I gravitated more towards the more covered areas, and we'll find out what I catch out of there. So yeah, just a lot of the same going down that path. It's just loaded with these catfish. And I talked to a few people walking by and they say that they've caught bass there, so I don't know. I'm still looking, but it's pretty fun catching these guys.
See if I can hook him. Got it. Yeah, that's a nice one. Ah, it's another little guy. Oh no, he's bigger. Probably the biggest one today. Okay, biggest one of the day. That's actually a pretty nice fish. Put him in the sun. He fell on the ground, so he's got dirt on him, but yeah, pretty good. I'd say that's 10 inches. Probably eating size, I guess. But yeah, throw him back. I think this is catfish number 5. This place is just loaded with them. Don't cut me. Ow. Alright, calm down. Really? Whoa. Little guy.
Okay, so at this point, I just can't stop catching. Every cast, I get a catfish. So yeah, I decided because I was almost done fishing for the day, or at least that part of the day. I decided after this fish, I'd move all the way down that path, and there's a little fence that blocks you from going all the way around the lake. So yeah, it's a pretty good little spot at that fence. And I just fish it for a little bit in this video, but in my next video, I find out that spot's pretty ridiculous. There's like a little hole there where all the catfish stay. So let's get over to that part of the video. So yeah, it's not that far away from where I was fishing before. There is a little path and everything, and it's only 50 to 75 feet away from that bench I was at. But beyond uh, this little gate I find that blocks the rest of the path is more coastline that leads to a dam. And when there's water, that dam kind of empties out into a spillway that I'm thinking could have fish in it. So that's a good little spot to keep in mind for the future. Okay, so I tried this spot out one more time, and I lost a lot of worms, but didn't catch another fish. Pretty much my ride called me up, so I had to go back to the bench and just kind of pack up. But overall, really a lot of fish in this lake.
Probably, maybe the last fish of the day. Nice little one, probably 6 inches.
So, all in all, that was a really good day of fishing. Grass Valley Lake in Lake Arrowhead, California is just full of what I think are bullhead catfish. And if you want to have some fun and just catch a lot of fish, I recommend going to this lake. I had to leave, so I didn't get to really explore the lake all that much. But yeah, it's pretty much full of those little catfish. And in my next video, I come back later in the day, so when it's getting a little darker. This video was taken from morning to midday. I go back in my next video and I find the mother lode of spots. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please subscribe or like the video, and thanks for watching.